Hello and welcome to another edition of Noob Sauce's Tips, Tricks, and Guides. Today I'll be going over the god fights that you need to get your resistances for your guild. When you very first make a guild, you start out at level 1, so you're allowed to have one god. A level 2 guild can have 2 gods. You can gain guild levels by getting robbers and turning in honor points that you get from either robbers or deific, I want to say. Don't quote me on that, but I've heard that. And then also just doing regular guild quests. Once you do that, either you or your guild leader needs to go to the guy that's named Sacrifice, I believe, but just winging it, I think that's his name. Same guy who allows you to change your resistances. And then you choose the option of choose or change God, and then you choose the one that you need. If you're not aware of that, what one you need, each of them give you 3 resistances, and you can usually figure that out by asking in world. But if you got a bunch of wankers in world like we do most of the time, or the antisocial types, you can go to mythwaronline.com and then you can look at the gods there. I believe there's a spot you can do that. If it comes down to it, just request it in a comment here, and I will try to get it put in the description of all the gods, their resistances they give you, and where they're located. Anyways, once you have that information, you also need to have 10 million in your guild funds, and then you turn around and you choose your god. Then your guild leader needs to go outside, pick up the party, and head off to the god. I will give you a little bit of preparation tips here. I would have at least 1 stack of 50-50 pots on each of your characters, and I would also have at least 5 to 10 70-70 pots. Also, I would say it's almost a requirement that you have a tank pet on each guy, preferably 2 for a backup. Eye kickers do work well. Just put melee resistance on them. Just use regular MCs and get a couple of melee resistance on them, and they should be fine. Let's see. Once you start the fight, I'll fair warn you, it's kind of like Vival, the leader, which will be the guild leader in this case, will not be able to heal, give mana, pull out pets, give loyalty stones to their pets, or add anybody to the party in between fights. It's annoying. If anybody knows anything different than that, please leave it in a comment and fill us all in, because I'm not aware of any other way to do it. So, make sure your guild leader is full of mana and health before the end of each battle. So once there's 1 or 2 guys, like there is right now at this point, it'd be a good time to fill them up. If somebody disconnects or dies, I would advise maybe either restarting the fight, or if you're strong and confident, then go ahead and take the chance. So, in the fights, you'll notice there is a bunch of watch monsters, which look like howling beasts or zerkers. There's a bunch of them, and then there's one mini boss. These watch monsters are the most annoying damn creatures I've ever ran into. They can do Chaos 3, they can do Chaos 4, they can do Stun 3, Stun 4, and so forth. I mean, they can literally do every spell in the game pretty much, except for fire and ice and all that stuff. But pretty much every status effect they can do. They can do poison, they can do frailty, so forth. They can also enhance, protect, repel. Excuse me, I'm sick, so if I clear my throat, give me a little bit of leeway there. I think that's all they can do, but that's enough to annoy anybody. The stun in this is retarded. Sometimes they will literally stun lock you for like 10 minutes, and it's uncalled for. So if you got anything with stun resistance on it, bring it. Melee resistance, definitely a must. Let's see, they have decent melee attacks, I won't lie, even with melee resistance on. but it doesn't seem that they have much for any type of resistances as far as like being resistance to crit, Zerk, Chaos, Hypno, Frailty, all that. It seems like everything hits them. I'm using a level 98 human with level 75, well, pretty much everything. And then she only probably has like 5 or 6 max Chaos and probably like 3 or 4 max Hypno, and then like 18 negative Chaos. So not too great except for the negative. I believe that's max on one piece of equipment. So anything you can do to keep them contained is good. I also will mention mages are useless in this fight anyways. I don't mean that altogether because my main's a mage. So my main's here just because, well, this is for Noob Sauce's tips, tricks, and guides. So yeah. And his pet is also a tank pet, which has crit and combo, so that's always helpful in this fight. Also Cliterature, which I will mention now. I want to thank for allowing us to shoot this video, and his guild as well. This is his second or third god fight, I believe. I'm just helping him out. He's also a mage, so we got pretty much 2 useless people here, which I don't mean that in like any bad terms, but yeah, mages are useless in this battle. If you can, try to avoid them and replace them with Borgs. Maybe even another human. 2 Borgs, 2 humans, and a centaur would probably be the best build for this, because you can probably get everybody chaosed all at once, and the Borgs are definitely the ones that take them out. I'd start off the fight by drain 4ing your watch monsters, and then doing your enhanced 3 on yourself, of course, and then taking out the boss. That should make it pretty easy. I mean, it still does take a long time to do these fights. This fight, or this series of fights, actually took a lot longer than most of the ones that I soloed with my guys, but that's just because we got 2 mages, and I usually don't bring 2 mages. The actual runtime of this was 46 minutes, so that kind of gives you an idea. I had to speed it up by 425% just to get my intro and the clip to fit in 11.5 minutes or so. You'll run into each boss, and each of the bosses do a different status effect. I think there's 2 of them that do frailty. Besides the point, that's all they do. They don't attack, they don't do crap, they just status affect you every round. That's why it's a good idea to take them out first. Let me see. Oh yeah, shape-shifting potions. If you need the help, don't scrimp, don't be cheap. Get the shape-shifting potions, because you only got to buy them once, and the god, well, that lasts forever. Providing you don't get booted from the guild or so forth, unless you're the guild leader, which I am, because, well, I got tired of that crap. And I won't mention any guilds, because most of them are really good guilds. It's just they didn't work with me, and I didn't work with them in the manners they needed. So, as far as your resistances, like I said, just melee resistance. If you got frailty resistance for your centaur, that's great, because the boss battle, you will pretty much have no mana, no matter how much mana base you have after the first round. At least not enough to heal. If you have any chaos resistance, that'd be helpful. If you have any stun resistance, that'd probably be your best bet. But anyways, you don't have to have it. Most of my guys don't have it. They got a little bit of everything with the armor they're wearing at the moment, but they don't have any serious resistances. Okay, boss fight. You'll notice it has 4 watch monsters. I usually target them first. I coordinate with whoever I'm with, if I'm with anybody, and we pick off one at a time. In this case, we're going for top front, top back, bottom front, and bottom back, and then pick off the bosses slowly. I would advise picking off the Flame Phoenix first. That's 1 less frailty on your centaur. As for the statue, I mean, granted I hit him there, but that's because I hadn't really chosen my target yet. He's pretty much stupid. He hasn't done anything to me ever that I've noticed that is really harmful. So I leave him for last most of the time. This time I just so happened to take him out with my Holy Dragon. So whatever. You normally don't have to stun. I just stun this time because, like I said, we got pretty much two useless characters in here, and it was going a lot slower than we had expected, so I had to do stun to make sure we had time without all the status effects to kill off the watch monsters, because these guys will stun you like crazy. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps. If you got any ideas or suggestions, even for other games or so forth that you want to see, leave it in the comments, put it on my channel, or you can email me at noobsauceguides@yahoo.com. Alright, thank you for watching and hope to see you again. Bye.